Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me adjust this a little bit. There we go. It is Friday, January 23rd here in Franklin, Massachusetts, and around all the world except New Zealand and Australia and wherever. But anyway, it is Friday and it's cold, and we're preparing. We're trying to batten down the hatches for the big storm that's coming. But what can you do? It's New England. We have to deal with it. That's the way it goes. So today, in another minute, is when we officially start, I'm going to show you some really cute, fun projects. But before I do that, I want to make sure that everybody knows that this is bonus days in Stampin' Up. So anytime you put a $75 order in, you're going to get a bonus coupon that you can use next month, which is very exciting. So if you're putting in an order for $65, you might want to consider it, add a little bit more so that you can get a bonus coupon. But anyway, it is now 9 o'clock, and I know we're an hour early, and I'm sorry about that, but my husband and I are going to go to see our son in New Hampshire, and we have to leave in about an hour and a half or so. So anyway, let's get started. It is Friday. It's the 23rd. Can you even believe it's the 23rd of January? Gosh, time just zips right by. But anyway, if you are with me, please do pop on and say hi so that I know I've got some people in their jammies watching me. Okay, so let's get started. Let me bring this over. These are the cards that I posted in my newsletter this week. This is a card. This is actually an oldie but a goodie template, but I was just perusing through Facebook. Hey, Jan, good morning. I didn't think you were going to be with me this morning. I thought you'd still be tucked in your bed. But thank you so much for popping on so early. I know it's earlier there. I don't know. What's the difference in time where you are? I have no clue. Anyway, I'm delighted you're with me. Delighted. So actually, I thought Beth would be the one that would pop on instead of you because you said you weren't going to be able to. You would be sleeping. But anyway, I'm glad you're with me. So anyway, getting back to this. This is a template. It's an oldie but a goodie. But as I said, I was looking through Facebook and I saw this one that Libby Fens, demonstrator Libby Fens. I don't even know where she lives, but she had done some really cute cards using this template. So I decided I would do that as well because a number of my peeps want birthday cards or generic cards. So this is a good one. And then, of course, we're getting right next to Valentine's Day. So we need to make Valentine's cards. And so here is a shaker card that I made. And I'm going to show you how to make that. Look at how cute that is. But, okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll start with this one. So let me get this out of the way. And let me get this out of the way. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a different color combination. I took some paper from the Unbounded Beauty DSP and some Summer Splash cardstock and some silver cardstock, and we're going to make it up so you can see another sample. So anyway, here is I just woke up 3 hours ago, 6 o'clock in the morning. Thank you, Jan. Well, you stay snuggled in that bed. Okay, it's so nice to have you on. All right, so anyway, here is my base. I've got, the 5.5 of base by 4 1/4. 4.5, whatever. And here is the layer. Oh, you know what? This was, let me go cut this here. This should be a little bit smaller. Actually, you know what? We're going to just keep it the same size. It's totally fine. Normally, I don't use a layer that covers the base of the card like this, but I'm going to do it. Yep, I'm going to do it. Actually, I did it on this one. This is the card that I put on my newsletter, and this actually is a piece of vellum. So yes, I did cover the whole base of the card. So let me just do that for right here. So in order to do that, I am going to need to put adhesive on all 4 corners. And I'm very, very specific about this. When I'm doing a card that I'm using an embossed layer on top of the card front, I want to make sure that I get adhesive all the way to the corners because I don't want it to peel up from the sides. You know what I mean by that? So I'm really going to be good about putting plenty of adhesive on. And of course, this is another glorious way to use my little silicone pad. Okay, I think we're good here. So now, and this I used, what's the name of this? This was the embossing folder, Beautiful Patterns, which I absolutely love. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on like this, and I'm going to make sure that I get it exactly where it needs to be. And sometimes this can be just a tad tricky, but we work it until we get it exactly the way it's supposed to be. And if it needs to be trimmed out, and I think it does need to be trimmed out, just a little tiny smidge right here. So I'm going to bring in, normally I would do this on my bigger cutter, but I think I can do it right here, actually. I think I can. I love my little 6-inch cutter. We love 6-inch cutters, right? They come in so handy. And I'm just going to put that in just like that. Hold that right down and trim that piece right off. And then I've got a little trimming to do on this side. Just a smidge. Just a little smidge. Actually, I can do it like this. Because I don't want it to overlap and look like, you know, it was a little bit off. So let me just check this now. I think this is going to be fine. It is. Perfect. Okay, so now what I did was I took a piece of the Unbounded Beauty, and this is the Summer Splash card color. And I took a piece that is a 3-inch by 3-inch square, and then I bisected it right in half. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere these pieces to the top and the bottom of this. And again, I need to use a lot of adhesive. Now you could use Tombow. I've used Tombow too. That will work very nicely. But I just happen to have my snail here. I know I've still got a lot of snail. All right, so then actually I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to put it so that the corners meet the corners perfectly. Right at the very, very top. Just like that. Look at that. Perfect. And then I'm going to smush it down. Smush. I like the blue vellum. Yes, I do too, Jan. I love that paper. I love, love, love that paper. That is Floral Delight DSP, I think. Yeah, I have all my lists. I make little lists. Do you do this too? Like, for example, this is the card that we're making right now. And what I do is I make a list of all of the projects that I use, and then when I put it in the cello bag, I put this inside so that during my classes, if somebody wants to make this, they just have to look and see what I used, and they can go to my cupboard and pull whatever. And then I also put this from Libby Fens. That was the person, as I said before, that I saw it. Actually, I've used this before. This is an oldie but a goodie template, but Libby was the one who said, oh my gosh, I have to do this. Because my Wednesday peeps decided they needed some more birthday cards. So we're going to use this for birthday cards, but it could be used for any occasion, actually. And I do have samples that I'm going to show you. All right, so I'm putting this one in. Again, I'm going to do the tip right to the halfway mark of the base of the top of the card, and this goes right to the top, and this point comes here. So this is, again, a 3-inch square of DSP that you bisect right in half, and then you mush it down, smush it, mush it down. Then what I did was, look at how pretty that is, just in and of itself. So then I took a piece of the Summer Splash, and this piece happens to be, this is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. And then I took a piece of the corresponding patterned Summer Splash Unbounded Beauty DSP, which matches this exactly. And then I took the corresponding ribbon, and I just took a piece and I put some, put it on each corner like this, put adhesive on the back, and then anchored those down like that. Now I am going to put lots more adhesive on this because it does have the bump of the ribbon, and I want to make sure that it sticks nicely and not pop up. We don't want any of that happening. All right, now I'm going to come in and bring this, and I'm going to put it like this. There is probably an up or down to this, but but there we go. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this tip and this tip to the area that causes me to make sure that I get it exactly right. So if you can see what I'm doing, that tip is going to go to the edge of that angle at the top, and this tip is going to go to the angle of this edge at the bottom. So if I press that down just gently, then on this side, it should be just about perfect, and it is. See that? It's just a smidge, like a one, there we go, perfect. Now I'm going to smush this down. Smush, smush, smush. Look at that. There we go. Now, I decided to make this card a thank you card. So I took, let's see, this is the hand-delivered stamp set, and this is the thank you from the hand-delivered. And I stamped it in the Summer Splash ink, and then I punched it out with the 1-inch punch. This is the 1-inch punch. Whoops. Let me make sure. Yeah, 1-inch punch. And then I took a piece of the Summer Splash, and I punched this out. This is a 1 1/2 inch punch. And then I ran it through the die itself. Again, the beautiful pattern. So I want to put this on like this. Actually, this is going to go on with a dimensional. And I'm going to put this on like this. Just one. And then I'm going to put this in the middle. How long a drive is it to New Hampshire? Oh, it'll be about an hour and a half for us. Not bad. He lives in Concord, New Hampshire. So, not bad at all. And, you know, it'll be, we will have passed the commuter traffic. The route that we take is a direct north-south route. It's an interstate highway. So, it's pretty easy. We don't like it when we have to go during commuter time because then it's crazy busy. But anyway, here we go. I'm going to put this on. But yeah, we're just going up to see him for the day or part of the day. Okay, so that's that. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on this. Probably 3, maybe 4. I'm feeling generous today. We'll do 4. And pop these off. And then I'm going to put it on the center of my card. Here we go, like this. Bring my card back in and put that on like that. You know what? Yeah, like that. I don't want to mix up the ribbon. How cute is that? And then I'm almost done, but we have to add some gems. So I'm going to take the gems that actually match this. These are the in color gems. I forget what they're called, but here they are. And here is the Summer Splash, and I am going to take my pick-me-up tool, and I'm going to take, let's see, I think I'm going to take a little one. Let's put a little one on. How can a 3-inch square bisected fit right into the corner of a foot? I have no idea, Jan, but it does. Let me show you. All right, so I'm going to put this right here like that. There. And you know what? I think that's good. I think 1 is just good. What do you think? I think that's perfect. What do you think? Isn't that a cute card? And talk about easy. So let me get a piece of paper and let me just show you, Jan, this. I know I don't understand the geometry here, but here's a piece of paper, and I'm going to cut it to 3 inches, and I'm going to show you. All right, here is the 3-inch. Of course, it's the angle that we're dealing with. All right, so let me get this on this side. Cut this to 3. All right, there's 3. Whoops. I have to be precise when I'm cutting, as we all do. All right, so there's that. Then I'm going to bisect it. So I'm going to come in and put my tip here and my tip here, right on the cutting blade area. You have to make sure that you get it exactly right, because yes, if you don't get it exactly right, then it won't fit. All right, so now there are the 2 pieces. Like that. And even though it's a 3-inch square, this piece, this diameter is 4 1/4. Isn't that the craziest thing? So it fits very perfectly right at the top of that. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? So anyway, there you go. Little trick and little tip. All right, so there's that one. Okay, so now let's go to this one. Look at how cute this is. I love shaker cards. Shaker cards of all different sizes and shapes, but this is really cute. So what I did, and this is my own design. Can you even believe it? This is crazy. So let me get the things that I need for this. Let me put this out of the way and get this. All right, so here is my base. And I've already folded it, and then I already put on the inside, giving you a big smooch. I used a whole bunch of different stamp sets for well, not a whole bunch. I used, let's see, I'll bring them over. All right, so I used the scalloped contours for the outside. Right here, this piece right here. I used the largest of these dies, and I cut this out in real red. And then I used a piece of Bubble Bath, and I cut it 2 size, and I use the Hearts of Love embossing folder. So there's that. Then for the inside, for the Happy Valentine's Day, I use the smaller of the contour dies for that. And then, and that's it. And then the messages I used from the Valentine Kisses. Look at how simply cute this set is. We used that last week when we did the little bear in the kissing booth. But I used the bears and hugs and Happy Valentine's Day and giving you a big smooch. Now I've got the hiccups. It is cool. Anyway, so that's that. So here is my base right here. And then here is my scalloped contour in the red. And I'm just going to add some adhesive. Now I'm not going to add adhesive on the scallop part because it would bleed through and it would make everything sticky in places that we don't want the stick to stick. So this is going to go on the front of the card like this. There we go, like that. All right. And then, Jan, I commend you. You are in Canada, and your time difference is amazing, and you are up and at 'em. And all my people here in America are still probably, who knows doing what. Anyway. All right, so then the next thing is, I'm going to put this aside right now. And then in order to get the bubble bath to be in here, you have to make sure that you cut it down to size. So this is actually, I think I did 3 1/4. Let's see. Yep, 3 1/4. And then this is 4 5/8. So that's all you need for this. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my Happy Valentine that I've already stamped, and my banner, and I'm going to put it on. And the reason I'm going to put it on with dimensionals is because I want the shaker parts to go, you know, on top and on bottom. It kind of gives, like, let me bring this back in. See, it gives it a little bit of extra dimension. So when you're shaking, some are going to get a little bit stuck underneath. They're going to get stuck on top, but it's kind of cute like that. So that's why I decided to do that. So let's put this on. And then, oh, you know what? I forgot. Let's see. All right, so let's get this on first. Like that. And then let me go to get a piece of gold paper because I forgot my gold paper to make the little hearts. So hold on 1 second. I just have to go over here and get it. It's right here. Here we go. So I'm going to punch 3 of these out with my little heart punch. Look at, I'm really frugal, you know, in a good way. I think it's a good way. There's 2, and here's 1 more. Actually, I can get 1 in here. Talk about frugal, I can get 1 right there. There we go. Okay, 3 of those. Now the first one I'm going to put in the lower right-hand corner flat, right on this corner, like this. All right, and then these I'm going to put on top of my little banner that says Happy Valentine's Day. This one I'm going to put like this. I'm not going to obscure the Y in Valentine, in day. So I'm just careful about where I put that. And then this one is going to go like this. Just angled it a bit like this. Perfect. Okay, how cute is that? Isn't that cute? That would be cute just like this, wouldn't it? That would be just sweet like that. However, we're going to do some magic now. Okay, so I am going to take a cello bag. This is a plain cello bag. They come in different sizes. You can get the ones with the peel-off adhesive strip, but I just happen to have these flat ones. And I'm going to put this in like this. Now, the trick for this is that you want to make sure that you get this piece of cardstock all the way down to the corner and to the bottom, all the way down right here. You don't want it to, see, there's a little bit of overlap right there, so I'm going to see if I can fix that. I'm going to put my finger in and just press it over as far over as I can. Let me see if I can get better on this side. Sometimes one side works better than the other. I don't know why, but it does. All right, let's see. That's the only, there we go. Okay, I'm happy. Now that's really tight to the bottom, right there. And then it's as tight as I can get it to this edge right here. Now I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to bring this side up and I'm going to crease it with my bone folder. Not that it helps, but I think it does help just a little bit. Then the next thing I'm going to do is take some Scotch tape and I'm going to tape this down really tightly like this. Okay, real tightly. And one more piece in the middle. All right, just like that. All right, so now you can see that this has got a nice crisp fold and it secured that piece of bubble bath in like that. Now we got to do the top. Now what I recommend with the top is you take your snips and cut part of this off. You don't need all of this. This is way too much. And then we're going to fold it and again use the bone folder. Now this can be a little bit tricky because it's the top and it's folding over. Okay, so it's going to be okay on the left, but you see there's a little bit of bubble here, right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me see if you can see that. It's a little bit of a bubble and it overlaps just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and I'm going to make a bevel cut. A bevel cut is an angle cut. All right, see that angle cut right there? And then I'm going to get a piece of tape. I'm going to bring this down and I'm going to make sure that it's tight, tight, tight and tape it. Oh, for heaven's sakes, wait a minute. I forgot to put the shakers in. There are no mistakes in Stampin' Up, folks. All right, so I just took that little piece off. Okay. All right, so this is the extra fun part. Now, in the suite that we have, there are these loose Valentine assortments, which are so stinking cute. They're little hearts in both bubble bath, white and red. And then look at these cute little envelopes. Look at how sweet these are. These little envelopes, can you see? Look at that. Whoops. See that little envelope with the little heart on it? Now, I only bought one of these in the pre-order. As a demonstrator, you can buy a couple. And I should have ordered two. So what I decided to do was I'm going to mix and match. So I am going to take some of this glitter. I've got some glitter. I'm going to take my little container here. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a spoonful of this crystallized glitter. I'm going to put 1 spoonful of that in. I'm going to put 1 spoonful of these classic beads. These are glass beads. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to add 1 spoonful. Now for some reason these seem to have a lot of magnetic ability with each other. So I'm just going to put it in my finger like this and break them up like this because that just definitely does help. I don't know why they stick to one another. It's probably static electricity or something. But anyway, I want them all separated. So there's that. So I've got these little ones. I'm just going to, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to have enough for my class this upcoming week because I suspect that a lot of my peeps are going to want to make these shaker cards. All right, so then I'm going to take a spoonful of this. This is from the suite. Look at how cute that is. That. And then lastly, I'm going to take a spoonful of the bubble bath and white and silver iridescent sequins and put that in. And then I'm just going to take my spoon and I'm going to mix it all up like this. And then I'm going to come back to my little cello bag. So, see, there are no mistakes in Stampin' Up, none. Now you're going to open it up like this, open it up like that, and you're going to take 2 spoonfuls and put it in like that. Oh, maybe we'll add a little more. We can add a little more. Why not? Let's add a little bit more. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to get this out of the way. Gosh, I don't want to spill that. Now I'm going to come down and I'm going to put this Scotch tape on to secure the whole thing in. Talk about easy. Isn't this fun? Now, you know what? You can do shaker cards the other way. There is another way that you can do shaker cards by using tear tape, foam adhesive strips. And I do that too, depending on what the design is. But this is a very quick and easy way to make sure. There we go. Okay, so now you got this to shake up. Look at that. Look at how cute that is. Maybe I shouldn't have added 3. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do, in order to secure it to the base of my card, I'm going to use some tear tape. And here is my tearing tape. And this is really important. You want to have a good adhesive. I would not use anything but tearing tape. I don't think you could use Tombow glue because the green glue, I don't think it would work. I don't know. I wouldn't try it. I'm just much more confident with putting tear tape on because this stuff is good stuff. So I'm going to put it on all 4 sides, and then I'm going to put a couple strips in the center because I definitely want this to stay nice and stuck to where it needs to be. I love how you use the cell bag to make the shaker. I know, Jan, isn't that crazy? It's so easy. All right, so there is this. Now we're going to take this off like this. Whoops, there we go. 2 more or 3 more. Now 2 more. So much static electricity in the wintertime. And sticking to me. All right, so here we go. Now I'm going to take this. I'm going to bring the front part of my card back in, and I am going to secure it onto this perfectly. All right, my friends. And you got one shot at this, really. You want to make sure. I always use my thumb right here as the guide, so I put it on my thumb like that, and then I can move it up and down, northwest, north, south, east, and west. And I think that looks pretty darn good, just like that. So now I'm going to press this baby, and I'm going to make sure that I go all the way around with my fingers. And then out, whoops. I got one of the things stuck on my finger. Okay, I'm good. And then it's done like that. And there you go. And there is the shaker card. You give me a great laugh at 6:20 in the morning. Good, I'm glad. But look at how cute that is. Isn't that the sweetest? I just think it's so much fun. Yeah, I probably put too many shakers in here, but that's okay. But there you have it. That's the ease of making a shaker card. So now, these are the shaker cards that we're going to do next week. And let me show you the other cards that I made with the geometric template. All right, so that's the one that I put on my newsletter. And then this, of course, is the one that we did today, this morning. And let me get this out of the way so you can see. Move that out of the way. That one. Then I made this one for a man card. And I did it in the horizontal instead of the vertical orientation. So this is a man card. Look at that. Easy, easy, easy. And I added these gems on it just to make it because I could. So there's that. And that's the woven texture DSP. So that's that one. Then I did this one. This is really avant-garde. I love this. This is old. This is retired Starry Sky DSP. And this is, what's this? This is Starry Sky and... oh, this is Flowers and More DSP. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that cute, though? Look at that. See, same template, and then one more. Look at this one. Now, this is one that Libby Fens did. I took this from her picture on Facebook. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it was Pinterest. I have no idea. But anyway, same template, but certainly different looks. So these are the cards that we're going to do next week. Although, if you're coming to my class and you see these cards online, you're going to have to tell me which ones you want so I can have you prepped, because it's not like I'm prepping just like this. I'm going to be prepping whatever you want. So let me know what you want. So there is the collection. Here is the shaker card, and that's it. So the last thing I wanted to tell you, don't forget it's bonus bucks time. You can place an order, you can earn bonus coupons and get to spend them whenever you want. So that's the story, my friends. I think that's it for today. I will see you next Friday. I truly appreciate, Jan, you popping in. You are my steadfast friend from Canada. And Beth, I'm sure Beth is still having a little nap. It's okay. But, you know, people have to do things. That's fine. Anyway, I will see you next Friday. I appreciate Jan popping in, and I hope everybody gets to see the replay. And next week, shaker cards and geometrics once again. I love you all. Thank you for your support.